Exiled Opinions urges you to drink responsibly. We do not condone underage drinking nor driving while drunk. We do not encourage you to take part in the Rotten Tomatoes drinking game and or any of the consumption of alcohol that our hosts and guests partake in. We're idiots. Please discontinue usage if any of the following side effects takes place: dizziness, blackouts, vomiting, nausea, passing out, or your friend drawing genitals on your face. We are not responsible for damage to any of your organs, and you should not be trying to keep up under any circumstances.
Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. It's your favorite Saturday waste of time, the Exiled Opinions Rotten Tomato drinking game. How the fuck is it going, Pete?
Pretty good, man. How you doing?
Oh, I just want to crawl into a hole and die.
I've been there, my man. I've been there.
Am I allowed to do that? Oh my god. Oh man. I don't see anything going on in the chat right now. And both of my monitors are very much taken up with everything. So, I gotta try and set this up the right way so I'm not oh, here we go. Okay. So I'm not like oversharing here. So tonight's a very special night, ladies and gentlemen, for those of you watching and playing along at home. We're doing the Sticks and Stones reviews for the critic reviews. This is going to be fun. This is going to be so much fun. Have you seen some of these reviews, Pete?
No, I haven't. So this is going to be extra special because I've had no chance to read them yet.
Oh Christ! Are you on the critic scores yet?
I'm opening it up as we speak. I was just tweeting out the link. I wanted to get this room a little more packed here.
Yeah, let's get some people in here. So apparently one of the writers for Pinky and the Brain died. I was telling Pete as we were ramping up to go live here. So I'm going to bring that up, and we can talk about that while we wait for the chat to fill up here.
Yeah, good stuff. Good stuff. I'm just pulling it up now.
Oh, okay. I was wrong. He was 68.
68. Yeah,
Wow.
well, that's a full life.
Yeah, that's pretty full.
Gordon, I'd be lucky if I make it to 68.
Right? His name was Gordon Bresic, a prolific Emmy-winning writer of the animated television series, has died. He was 68. Bresic's filmmaker's son, James Cullen Bresic, confirmed the death in an Instagram post. He wrote, "Words can't begin to describe how I'm feeling right now. You were my mentor, my writing partner, my hero, my best friend, but most of all, you were my dad." That really kicks you in the balls, doesn't it?
It does. It does.
It goes
That's
on.
rough stuff.
Yeah, it's crazy, dude. It goes on. "I will miss you more than you will ever know. I knew this day would come, but somehow always thought that you would beat the odds and live forever, because that's what you did. You beat the odds. Thank you for everything you taught me. Thank you for being a storyteller and instilling a love of stories into me. Thank you for making me watch movie after movie when I was little and asking me questions about them. Thank you for telling me I was going to be a filmmaker before I ever even knew what that meant. You meant the world to me. You always have and you always will. I'll always be grateful for being able to write with the best writer I ever knew, you, and I will cherish that film for the rest of my life. Ironically, we both were writing the story about this moment today, and yet we never really told the other one. I love you, Dad, to the moon and back. I'll miss you always and forever. I will miss you always, R.I.P. For those of you reading, my dad loved to make people laugh, and I'm very grateful for his legacy lives on through the many, many cartoons he wrote and made. If you like his cartoons, watch an episode of Pinky and the Brain or Animaniacs and have a laugh in his honor. I knew it's what he would want." That's pretty emotional right there.
Definitely is. Definitely. You can feel the emotion in that. It's a sad time.
Jelly Duck is in the chat. He wants to know if Doku's still busy. I think Doku passed the fuck out, to be honest. He does this from time to time. That or his dad is still in town. If that's the case, then, I can't hold it against him. I did shoot him a message earlier telling him not to fall asleep because the stream was in 5 hours. So it's only, it happens. Bresic wrote a number of popular cartoon series, including Animaniacs, Jimmy Neutron. Oh, I didn't know he wrote for Jimmy Neutron. That's why that show was pretty good. Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles and the Smurfs. He won 3 daytime Emmys for two for Pinky in the Brain, one for Pinky Elmira in the Brain. He co-wrote the 2017 animated feature Cargo with his son, who directed the film. James Cullen Bresic urged fans to watch his dad's cartoons in remembrance. Um, that's pretty emotional stuff. Like that's hitting me right in the feels. But a little bit of I guess positivity before we wade in this swamp that is the critic reviews for Sticks and Stones. Oh my god, 12 reviews, only 3 of them are positive.
12 reviews. 12.
12 reviews. This should be a fairly easy stream to get through. But oh my god. Let's come up with some rules for the drinking game. What are some good trigger words here, Pete? What are we looking for?
I think first of all, anything that's written by a hack should be a drink.
Well, that's 9 out of the 12
12
reviews.
Drinks right there.
That's 9 out of the 12 reviews.
Yeah, 9 out of 12. So that's 9 drinks right there.
Oh my god. Line them up, folks. Line them up.
So get started. Warm up with 9. And that's a good lubrication for the old drinking machine.
Yeah. So what else are we looking for here, Pete? What is your prediction?
I would say any mention of protected classes,
Okay.
marginalized people, or political correctness.
Okay.
Now I haven't read any of these yet, so I don't know.
Yeah. Well, it looks like
classes, marginalized people, or political correctness.
we're definitely going to get that. I'm going to say tone deaf. Anytime the word tone the phrase tone deaf comes up is an instant drink. Oh, we should also do empathy.
Oh, that's good. That's good too.
Yeah. So do you just want to go down the list and see how far we can get?
Yeah, that sounds good to me. I've got the list here in front of me as well.
All right. So we're gonna start with Melanie McFarland here. Make it Nashy. What's up, man? Welcome to the chat.
Hey, Make It Nashy. How you doing?
Here we go. What happened to Dave Chappelle? The cruelty of Sticks and Stones is a sign of the times. Oh my god, just cringe on that title alone. Oh man. All right, Pete, you ready?
Let's go for it.
On September 17th, 2001, the great David Letterman became the first late-night host to return to television days after 9/11 blindsided New York City and the world. In his monologue, Letterman eschewed attempts at humor, choosing instead to meet the confusion and mourning blanketing in America with an appropriate solemn acknowledgement. This became the pause the nation needed before feeling permission to laugh again in the wake of a horrific tragedy. Wait. Hold on, Pete. Hold on. Did they just compare Dave Chappelle and his Sticks and Stones thing to the culture war being 9/11? Is that what?
My take is that they're doing a compare contrast here. They're so from what I'm getting right here, they're setting you up with this false premise. 9/11 happened. We didn't know if we could laugh again, and then Letterman is the reason we're allowed to laugh again because he's the first one that came out with more jokes. So while and look, these late night guys are hacks. Fuck them all. Like.
Just
Letterman was good 40 fucking years ago. You know what I mean? Just like Stern was good 40 years ago. These guys used to be greats. Now they're just sad shells of their former selves. And the people who came along to replace them are terrible.
Yeah, I never liked Stern very much, but hey, I get why people enjoyed him. God, this first paragraph, like, in addition to the title of this article, I'm just cringing really fucking hard, man. Oh man. Oh, dude. All right, let's try and get through this. Nearly 20 years later, another great, Dave, has handed a different permission slip to Americans. One giving folks the green light to laugh at tragedies and, more to the point, victims and survivors. My fucking god. Maybe that's not being fair. Of course it isn't. The 9/11 attacks resulted in the deaths of 2,996 people and the injuries of more than 6,000 others, a massive culture-shifting calamity by any feeling person's definition. See, like they're pulling out the emotion thing right there. Don't you have any empathy? In his new Netflix special, Sticks and Stones, the objects of Chappelle's ire are folks ostensibly making their personal tragedies everyone's problems by using them to perpetuate career death and reputation homicide upon celebrities. These people, he tells us, have made him a victim blamer. Oh my god. He's not wrong. He is not wrong. If you watch the special, he's not wrong. He guns for two men at the center of Leaving Neverland, who allege that late pop music idol Michael Jackson molested them when they were 7 and 10 years old, and cancel culture advocates who took aim at his personal friends, like Kevin Hart and another A-list comic he was good friends with before he died in that terrible masturbation accident. Then there's that easily offended alphabet people. His shorthand for the LGBTQ community, particularly, as he says, the confusing T's. The hashtag MeToo movement, organizers of school shooting drills, they've all gotten out of hand and need to be taken down a peg. That's a fair assessment, right? Did you see the special, Pete?
I did. I thought it was pretty good.
I mean, he lost me about the last half of it, but it was whatever. It was pretty good overall. I'm not going to suck the thing's dick because I thought it was just, it was okay. It was, better than average for Chappelle. But these are all like spot on, right? These are all spot on observations. He's like, yeah, okay, well, let's, talk about this shit. It's what he did.
Well, I think if you got to take it in context, if this
Right.
special occurred 15 years ago, it would have been par for the course.
Right.
So the only reason that makes it so outstanding in today's day and age, and this is something I was talking about earlier with my father-in-law. My father-in-law doesn't have any idea what goes on with this kind of stuff on the internet. He doesn't care.
Right.
But he's well aware enough to know that you can't do anything this day and age without people ripping on you.
Right.
And he was talking about people were upset about the new Tarantino movie and how you can't do anything anymore because people rip on you. They're always offended and always upset. And this is a guy in his 70s, you know what I mean? And he's absolutely right. So I think 15 years ago, this stuff was par for the course. Right now, it seems so, oh my God, I can't pearl clutching because these people who have taken over social media, this 17% of Twitterati are just pearl clutchers, church ladies. They are the people that in the 80s would have been pushing the satanic panic.
Right, and it's hilarious because we still have the satanic panic. It never went away, apparently. Or it went away and it, hibernated for 20 years. Manta Ray, how's it going? He says, hey, someone fun is finally on. Nice. I think he's talking about you there, Pete.
I do my best.
Make It Nashy says, I thought all hashtags should be capitalized. It's proper grammar. It's Twitter. Twitter doesn't know what grammar is. Jelly Duck, what the fuck did I just read? Make It Nashy. Please refer. Oh, the Streamlabs bot is telling Make It Nashy to stop using caps. Man, this. I thought we were in for cringe, but this is difficult. This is difficult to read through.
Well, I'm on Melanie McFarland's Twitter right now.
Oh, okay. Christ. Let's hear some of it.
Her description of herself is a TV critic at Salon, prone to insane rants of the intersectionalist mind, vice president of the official TCA. TCA is the Television Critics Association. So she's deeply embedded in the access media.
All right.
Former board member at the Peabody Awards.
Oh yeah.
Her profile picture is Pam Grier, and her banner is Storm with the Mohawk.
Kill me.
Lots of very woke takes.
Kill me. Just
in-
give me
in
like
tweet.
3 tweets. Just give me like 3 tweets.
Okay, so here's a retweet from Andy Denart. Bachelor selection process. Step 1, choose a bland white guy. Step 2, pretend that was difficult. So we got that there.
Okay. That's
let's see
somewhat
what else
inoffensive.
Yeah, somewhat. Let's see. She's also retweeted Charlotte Clymer. Danny Trump 2020 replied to Charlotte Clymer, "You are a sick racist, Charlotte." And Charlotte replied, "Sweetie, I have nothing against white people. I loved unseasoned food. I can't be anti-white."
Wow.
So that's another retweet.
Another
let me see.
retward. Retward. Can we call them retwards?
We definitely can do this. Yeah, so some woke takes here. Let me see. We got some very pro African American stance. She is, I believe, an African American woman.
How many
Childless
tweets
by
in?
choice. That's one of her tweets. Childless by choice.
Oh God. How many tweets in do we get to do we see Black Lives Matter?
I'm not seeing any of that. But she's definitely one of the woke.
Okay. We've got an idea of this young lady here. Let's see. Chappelle even takes a moment to stereotypically mimic Asians, which he diffuses later on by reminding the audience that his wife is Asian. He also goes on to say that his wife hates the bit. So he's not really diffusing it. The entirety of Sticks and Stones is structured around such logic by signaling to those who are true believers in his genius that it's all just a joke, only words, and earns his ability to punch down, as the parlance goes. Do you want to say it, Pete?
This is a writer for Salon here. We can't take anything this person says seriously. Absolutely not.
Is this what comedy is now? Is this comedy? It's like pretending to be outraged. I can't, in good conscience, believe this person is outraged. I can't. Especially when the paragraphs and words are structured as they are. You know?
This is just somebody trying to fill their page. They just need to write something.
Pad it out.
And it needs to be clickbaity. Of course. So they got to point out how terrible the times are.
I guess, yeah. Everything's racist. My God, I'm going to hell, Pete. Oh, man. In that context, he stated his stated position that he doesn't believe Jackson's accusers is about as true as his tall tale about peppering an opioid addict who had supposedly broken into his house with bird shot fired from his shotgun, which is to say, not true at all.
Buckshot, blam.
Buckshot. I love that bit. And perhaps he doesn't really mean it when he says, even if Jackson molested children, he quotes, "I mean," long pause, "it's Michael Jackson. I know more than half the people in this room have been molested in their lives, but it wasn't no goddamn Michael Jackson, was it? This kid had his dick sucked by the king of pop. All we get is awkward Thanksgivings for the rest of our lives." That was also a good bit.
That was a great bit. I love the follow-up she has after this.
Yeah.
I love this take here.
Oh my God. Yes, perhaps it's just words.
Perhaps it's just words.
Perhaps.
They're just jokes. They're just jokes, you salon hack.
Just everyone, I want you to stop what you're doing, take a very deep breath, and punch yourself in the genitals.
This is where we are now. This is life.
This is where we. Oh my god! All right, you know what? I'm loading up the drinks. I'm starting. Let's see. I got some Nos here. I got. Let's see. What goes good with Nos? I've got Jaeger and Jim Beam Apple. What do you think?
Ooh, I would go with the apple over the Jaeger. I think Jaeger's pretty gross.
Yeah. Okay, so there's the Nos. We're gonna load up, ladies and gentlemen. Get ready. Get your shit loaded up. All right. Get your shit loaded up here.
I'll load it.
Damn, bro. I said get your shit loaded up and not choke yourself on your fucking CBD. All right, so this is going to be a preemptive drink. Just please don't sue me at the end of the stream. Okay, that's terrible. Oh, that's really terrible. Oh. Nos plus Jim Beam Apple. It's fucking terrible. Oh, God. Alright, where are we at here? Chef Carolyn, how's it going? Chef Carolyn, rather. My God, I can't fucking speak. Chef Carolyn is among one of our 5 new subscribers this month.
Yeah, Chef Carolyn. She's a regular over on High Strangeness. Good to see you, Chef.
Yeah. Welcome, welcome, welcome. It's really good to see you here. I lost my place.
We were right after It's Just Words.
Yeah. But to paraphrase a portion of one of his bits, damn it if his angle isn't confusing. While several critics and comedians liken the latest from Chappelle's taken to a grumpy, middle-aged uncle who refuses to evolve with the times, I have a different theory.
Oh, please. We got to drink every time somebody refers to him as an uncle at Thanksgiving who doesn't know they're racist.
The
I saw
racist
an
uncle.
that called Dave Chappelle a white supremacist.
It's hilarious, isn't it?
It's ridiculous. It's just like, man, they're jokes. Yeah, he picked on a lot of people, but that's what comedians do.
Dude,
or at least that's what they used to do when they were funny.
Dude, we need to get the retard hashtag trending. We just need to get it trending. Let's get it.
That's offensive and problematic.
Good. Let's get it trending. Retward. 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 On the whole, Sticks and Stones exists as a defiant as a defiant design to intentionally offend large swaths of the audience. Chappelle deems too thin-skinned and easily outraged, too quick to find offense, while serving up simple, low-bar yucks to anyone yearning for validation in their anti-PC stance. There's your drinking keyword.
There we go, man. That's like 4 drinks right there.
Oh, Christ, this is terrible. Oh, why did I think that was a good idea? Indeed, it may end up being one of the defining comedy specials of our time. So what's the problem here? Because our time is defined by cruelty?
Our time is defined by cruelty, like it's the fucking 30 Years' War. Like it's the 30 Years' War, cruelty.
It's the Crusades all over again, Pete.
Terrible. There's just roving bands of barbarians are burning our homes and raping our women. The cruelty out there in the world is so terrible. Oh, what will we do?
Dude, okay, look, this is worse than a million 9/11s, the Holocaust, the Crusades. Just take a tragedy and add it to it.
Our time is defined by cruelty. I love this follow-up line.
Yeah, go ahead, Pete. Go ahead, man.
Me first, and to hell with everyone else cruelty. Well, you know what? Hooray for me, and fuck the rest of the world. That's what I got to say about that. Hooray for me, and fuck the rest of the world.
I know, man. We just stop. Just stop being so offended by shit. This person, this is our first article. And this person is already showcasing exactly what Dave Chappelle was talking about. You are the exact person that he was ripping on. Oh my God. The shock felt by Chappelle's fans who fell in love with Killing Them Softly, Dave, or the Dave who walked away from Chappelle's show and a $50 million deal with Comedy Central, are the ones who still see Chappelle as a man concerned with being socially irresponsible and paying attention to things like your ethics. As 2006 Dave tells Oprah Winfrey during their famous conversation on her show.
See, this article's going back 20 fucking years to dissect Dave Chappelle.
20 years.
You're going back over 20 years now.
It's the social purity
Dave
test.
20 years ago, and Dave back in 2005, and Dave with Oprah in 2006, and this and this and that. Come on now.
It's the social purity test, Pete. I was going to call you Dave. Could you imagine Dave Chappelle in a remake? I know this is an aside, and my brain is already fucked up from my mental state as well as some of the alcohol so far. But could you imagine Dave Chappelle in a remake of 2001?
No, I'm not a fan of 2001 either. It's incredibly dull.
Could you just imagine it? And it was Chappelle writing it, so it was all of his own comedy was in it. Like, could you imagine he's about to get blown out of the airlock, and he's like, "Oh, what the fuck was the name of that computer? What was the name of the computer? Damn it,
Hal.
Hal. It was Hal, right? He's like, Hal, shut the fucking doors, Hal. Shut. I can't do that, Dave. What the fuck do you mean you can't do that? Man,
this is an article written by someone who takes their opinion far too fucking seriously.
God damn, yeah.
That's what we have.
Like, okay, there's being a critic and there's being a dickhead.
So, Melanie McFarland takes her opinion far too fucking seriously. Okay? And that's the thing. We have people that can't laugh at themselves. In that special, Dave Chappelle picked on everybody.
Oh, yeah.
There's not a single person he did not pick.
There's
not a group of people he didn't pick on. Maybe Indian people or Native Americans. I think those are the only people that got out of not getting picked on. But he had jokes about everybody. And that's the thing. You got to be able to laugh at yourself. There are stereotypical things that people do that are funny.
Oh, yeah.
People do stereotypical shit. I do stereotypical shit.
It's like that gag he had about the opioid epidemic and how he was like comparing white people to black people 20 years ago, 30 years ago.
Yeah. Oh, he's like, yeah, we don't care either.
He's like, yeah.
Funny. Like, it doesn't, I'm not out. Oh, I'm outraged from the opioid epidemic. This is terrible. What a scourge. You know what? They should be giving away free opioids by the bucketful.
Yeah.
And let these people just kill themselves off.
Yeah, there you go. Darwinism in effect.
Just go ahead. Just make free opioids. You're going to hand out needles anyway. Let's ban straws and hand out needles. This is where we are now, people. We're going to
it's hilarious.
Hand out heroin needles.
It's hilarious because that's exactly what California's doing.
It's crazy world. We live in clown world. Everything's upside down.
Dude, it's bizarro.
I'm just waiting around for this to go away. That's all. Because it will pass. Just like the Satanic Panic passed. It will eventually pass. But these people are not going to go away without kicking and screaming the whole fucking way.
Oh, no, definitely. They're going to be there, and they're just going to, you made my feelings hurt.
In fact, you should have never clicked on this link, because now Salon got traffic.
Yeah, you're right. But you know what? You know what, though? You know what? I justify it this way. We're clicking on it so our audience doesn't have to. And that's like 10 people that will never give Salon their click. You see how it works, Pete? It's like one person suffers so the many won't have to. Chef Carolyn says Eddie Murphy's making his comeback soon. Yeah, I heard. I never really liked Eddie Murphy's comedy. Never. Like, I think he's funny, but I don't like his comedy. Like, that's just me personally. I won't watch his shit. I've seen his shit, and I won't watch any more of it. Oh my God, this goes on forever. This
It
word
does. It
soup
just
goes
keeps
on
going
forever.
on and on and on. This is going to take up the whole show.
Oh God. Does anyone, before we punch out of this one, we're just gonna bail out of this one. Does anyone want to tell Melanie she's got a very white last name?
Yeah, yeah. She's a very, so
Oh my God.
a fine Irish lass, Melanie McFarland.
She's got a fine Irish name.
Fine Irish lass. Hi, toy, 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 toy.
I'll give her a taste of me shillelagh.
Your name is triggering me. Hi, toy, 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 toy.
Oh my
Speaking of
God.
shillelaghs, we've been talking about shillelaghs on High Strangeness a lot. There is a shillelagh manufacturer that I recommend.
For those of you wondering, shillelagh is Gaelic for walking stick. Of course, it was also used as a beaten rod. It's got a knurled knob at the, or not knurled, but it's got a like a knob at the top, and it like tapers down, but the knob like kind of comes up and out a little bit. I don't know how to describe it.
It's a big round club.
Yeah, but it's like it tapers down to a point at the bottom.
Yeah, it's like a cane.
Yeah.
Almost.
Almost, yeah. Like it's shaped kind of like a cane because it comes up and it's got that little nub that comes up a little bit, and it's really good for whacking people.
Yeah, I recommend the site oldshillelagh.com. You just keep one of these by your door, and then if somebody comes in and gives you a problem, you give them the old Irish hello.
Give them some Irish eyeliner.
Yeah,
That's
Irish
what you
eyeliner.
that's what those of Irish descent like I give wives and significant others some Irish eyeliner when they talk back, just right in the eyeball.
That's inappropriate.
Cancel me. Oh man. All right. Do you want to take the next one, Pete? Where are we going here? Inku
All
Kang.
right, so it looks like the next one is from Inku Kang.
Oh,
Inku
okay.
Kang for Slate, listed as a top critic. Inku Kang.
Oh, this one isn't as long. Okay. We might actually be able to get through this one.
Yeah, let's pull up Inku Kang. Oh, she's right here on Twitter. Let's see. I do like to check these people's Twitters. Staff writer at Twitter pronounced Ingu, born a crone. Ingu, so it's pronounced Ingu. Let's see.
Huh. Interesting.
Okay. Pinned tweet from August 12th. I have a great many thoughts about The Terror, Infamy, the new supernatural horror show season about Japanese American internment. Okay. Won't stop writing about 30 Rock. What do we have here? I wrote something like a primer for 90 Day Fiancé, the reality franchise's overall grossness, and why I've nonetheless become obsessed.
Wow. Epileptic Insomniac says, anyone notice if you check Netflix's stand-up, Dave isn't anywhere near the top? He's still on Netflix, just not in stand-up. Yeah, Netflix is trying to suppress the hell out of that. They didn't know what they were buying when they bought it. Manta Ray says, drown the Irish and gas the UK. Ouch, man. Come on, man. That hurts my feelings. Without the Irish, I wouldn't be here. Without the Irish, you probably wouldn't have, well, beer. And vodka. You can thank the Irish for vodka, by the way.
Toy, 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 toy. Let's make liquor from potatoes. We're out at booze.
It's so easy to do, though, because all you have to do is squish the potato down, you juice the hell out of it, you let the starch juice ferment, and you're done. Oh man! All right, so let's get through this article here because this is
Okay, well, let me read her blurb here right here from August 27, 2019. This is her blurb on Rotten Tomatoes. Like dropping in on a rascally uncle, that's a drink, who doesn't know or doesn't care how much he's disappointing you. Oh, I'm sorry, sweetie. Are you fucking disappointed? Well, maybe you should shut the fuck up.
Sit down. Let someone else handle it.
Oh, I'm so worried all my nieces and nephews are disappointed. Fuck you.
That uncle doesn't give a shit about your feelings. Sorry.
Doesn't give a fuck.
Yes, ladies and gentlemen, that is another twitard.
Maybe he was a favorite relative once, the kind of eyebrow-wagging scamp who made the other grown-ups uncomfortable just to entertain you, but it also gave you a peek into adult complexity that few others would. He was more clever than anyone you'd met up until that point, and there was something impressive about the lengths he'd go to make you laugh. Then he went away for a long time. And while you changed with the times, he fashioned himself a badge of honor for defiantly not doing so. Now his jokes make you wince. The soundness of their logic is as intact as ever, but they're seldom informed by facts or new perspectives. Each
What?
visit reminds you that your face is technically capable of laughing and cringing at the same time, but it certainly doesn't feel good to do so. Despite it all, Uncle Dave insists it's not his viewpoints that have gotten stale. Everyone's just gotten so much more sensitive. Well, that's absolutely right.
It
Inku.
is. I have a question. Does that count as does that count as tone deaf?
I think that would count as tone deaf,
All right.
absolutely.
So let's drink to tone deafness. Manta Ray says
Inku
I'm Irish
Canyon.
too, but mostly Scottish. You fucking prick! Get out of my stream.
Oh my god. You know what?
Everyone are welcome except for the Scottish.
She's got a YouTube channel.
Oh Christ, no. Oh Christ, no, dude. Okay, Pete, we're gonna have to maybe next weekend, in lieu of the drinking game. Maybe we'll have to watch some clips from her YouTube channel.
Everything's in Japanese or Korean or something.
I'm sure they're subtitled, right?
No, they don't look like it at all. This might be a different person who happens to be named Ingu Kang. Oh, you know what? It's spelled Ingu, not Inku, as her name is spelled.
Oh, okay. So
So
you
it's
might.
spelled Inkoo.
So
This is
so
Ingu, but it's pronounced Ingu.
Pete done fucked up, is what we're
I
saying.
did.
did.
My coup and my goo mixed up.
That sounds like a personal problem, Pete.
What can you do, man? What can you do? Sometimes you feel like a nut.
Sometimes you don't. Yeah. Oh man. All right. Let's keep on trucking here.
Oh, let's see. Where does she continue?
In his 5th Netflix special,
Titled Sticks and Stones, Chappelle rails against the perceived softness of many different groups. Louis C.K.'s victims, Kevin Hart's detractors in the gay community, and Michael Jackson's survivors, whom he says he doesn't believe anyway. Well, I don't fucking believe him either.
I don't either.
I don't believe nothing bad about Michael Jackson except he got his ass beat by Joe Jackson until he danced better, until he sang better.
The only thing I believe about Michael Jackson is that yes, Pepsi did set him on fire, and Sony did take advantage of him.
Look, I don't think Michael Jackson wasn't normal by any stretch. Of the
Right.
imagination.
He
was not
wasn't.
a normal person.
He wasn't free of sin, but nobody's
He
free
never
of
had a
sin.
normal life.
Right.
He never had a normalcy in his life. I do think that he was like a man child, essentially. The guy never really grew out of being, this kind of stunted
Child.
development. Yeah, so he was always kind of like a child. He's building amusement parks in his backyard. He wanted a 50-foot robot roaming the desert that looked like him. Really far out stuff. He had a pet monkey
Okay, dude, Pete.
off the Elephant Man's bones. He was
Question.
a weirdo. But do I think he was messing with kids? No, and I will never believe that he was.
Here's a
I
question,
think
though.
it's a shame the man's been dead for what, 10 years?
Yeah, easily.
10 years, and they're railroading him in death. Or digging up stuff 10 years going on a dead guy. It's fucking terrible.
Here's my question, Pete. Who doesn't want a giant robot that looks like them roaming the desert? Okay? Is that really so strange?
That's weird. But he had the money to do it.
I guess. Oh, man. There we go.
Yeah, Chappelle also directs his exasperation at his own audience, or at least the kind of viewers who aren't interested in supporting artists and celebrities responsible for horrendous things.
What?
Wrong in your life, he ventriloquizes, and I find out about it. I'm going to take everything away from you. You're fucking finished. But as is so often the case with those who accuse other people of having thin skin, it's mostly projection.
What?
Time to be a celebrity, Chappelle complains early on. He bemoans celebrity hunting season several more times and a photo montage during the end credits in which the comedian poses with the likes of Will Smith, Jay-Z, Kanye West, Chris Rock, and Jon Stewart, betrays his true affiliation despite his car mechanic eluding designer overalls. Even the comedian's son is not safe from the wrath of the public. You're probably going to get shot. N-word. Chappelle imagines telling his child, who he just undergone a school shooting drill, "You got a famous dad. I talk a lot of shit. They're gonna be gunning for you, little buddy." That was
It
hilarious.
was. A couple chats here. Manta Ray says this one fucked her uncle or at least a cousin. When I was young, I wanted to be a giant robot T Rex. That's relatable. Yeah, he's got like two kids. Manta Ray wants to know if he has a son. Yeah, he's got two kids.
Yeah.
Um, let's dissect some of this. Did they just allude to and accuse him in illusion to being what's the word I'm looking for? Alt-right? Is that an illusion there?
That wouldn't be what I would take away from it. But
But could
they
that
do accuse him of hanging out with celebrities while wearing a car mechanic designer overalls. So he's out there trying to look like a car mechanic common man wearing designer overalls. So that's a dig at him being wealthy and part of this privileged class of people.
Yeah, no, that's definitely what I got out of that, but I'm like, is there like the subtext of that thing like, oh, well, he hangs out with the like of Kanye West. He's guilty by association because of Kanye, and Kanye has fallen down the alt-right token rabbit hole. Because it says because she goes on to say betrays his true affiliation. So like I don't get what she's getting at here. I don't think it matters. Let's continue. Deep
Okay,
breath.
where
Deep
were we at
breath.
here?
Deep breath.
Uh,
Chappelle retains
okay.
his killer timing.
He retains his killer timing and rat contour charms, but with sticks and stones, he seems more interested in seeking the clapter of like-minded patrons than anything else. The comedian sells his
Okay.
self-centered worldview
Okay,
hard.
hold on. Pause right there. Hold that thought. Because at the very beginning of the special, he goes, I'm gonna do a couple of impressions. The first one he's like, hey, would you mind finishing up with that with the Constitution? I'm trying to get some sleep, right? And then
Right.
the second impression he does is, if you make a joke and I don't like it, I'm gonna cancel you, right? I'm like really like butchering that.
Yeah, but essentially that's the gist.
Right. So like, and then he asked the question, "Who does that sound like?" And the whole audience is like, "It sounds like Trump." He goes, "No, it's you," and he points at the audience. Right?
Yeah.
Yeah. His patrons weren't of his mindset when they walked in. They expected him to bash Trump because that's what comedians do now. That's what comedy is. Let's fucking bash Trump. I don't like the guy. I didn't vote for the guy. I voted Johnson on this last election. But this constant fucking dogpiling on Donald Trump has got to fucking stop. It makes you all look like fucking retards. But that's what he was like. These weren't his people anymore, I guess. You know, because everyone was like, "Oh, well, he's gonna rail on Trump. Yay! Let's set him up. Let's set up." And he turns it on the audience. So clearly, his patrons at that special in the South were not fans of Trump, nor were they like-minded. Am I wrong?
No, you're absolutely right.
Yeah. Continue. I'm sorry. I just had to get that off of my chest because, that pisses me off. That's
No problem.
disingenuous. It's disingenuous. Drink for just Pete, can you continue my sentence for me?
Drink for this disingenuous bullshit.
Thank you. I'm getting worked
Now,
up here.
picking up where we left off, the comedian sells his self-centered worldview hard. Jackson didn't molest any kids because the singer didn't target a prime candidate like Macaulay Culkin. CK didn't do anything wrong because exposing himself to female colleagues isn't a crime worthy of reporting to the police.
What?
The opioid crisis makes him understand how white people felt during the crack epidemic because I don't care either. I don't think we can always take Chappelle at his word. His evident obsession with the details of Jackson's case in particular gives the impression that he accepts more of the allegations than he professes to. He'd just rather reach for the nearest narrative or the most puckish punchline than grapple with messy truths. But he obviously also takes pride in serving as an oracle, at least for the kind of audience members who whistled and clapped when he called Jackson's accusers liars or evoked the right's gay agenda by declaring homophobia the single biggest taboo in show business. An audience member who yells out R. Kelly's name at Chappelle, seemingly asking for an exoneration of that singer too, encapsulates the pact of mutual affirmation between the comedian and his fans. For his part,
Didn't he
Chappelle
rip
says
apart
that
R. Kelly?
did that shit.
Didn't he rip apart R. Kelly? Didn't he no, that motherfucker did it.
Yeah, and it goes on to say he uses the moment to chide surviving R. Kelly executive producer Dream Hampton for asking him to participate in the documentary, in his telling yet another instance of the perils of fame.
Anyone who saw this special knew that he was exaggerating a lot of shit. Anyone who saw this special knew that Dream Hampton, right, was in it for the fucking clickbait. That's all she was in it for, right? And Chappelle himself was like, I don't fucking care. I don't know the guy. I don't want to be part of something where I'm just going to be basically throwing rumor around at someone I don't know. But if I had to bet, he did it. And those were his words. I may have paraphrased, but those were his words. Am I wrong?
No, you're absolutely right. You're absolutely right.
Oh my!
She continues to go on and says
God.
Chappelle does offer a few breaks from the Grievous-a-thon, and you respect his prodigious talent, even when his words are depressing as hell. Kind of sort of seeing it R. Kelly's way. No such thing as good 36-year-old pussy. A final segment on Jussie Smollett might qualify for the least objectionable portion of the special, given the Empire status, actor status as a universal laughingstock. But even then, Chappelle's decision to call him Juicy Smollett, the surname pronounced in the French style, carries an unmistakable ring of homophobia. So much for the omnipotence of the alphabet people. The rest feels like a comedian shoring up his reputation as an audacious truth teller, but you can't help wondering if the jokes were so funny on their own, would Chappelle have to spend so much time justifying his right to tell them?
Okay. First off, how the fuck is calling him Juicy Smollett homophobic? How the fuck is going out of your way to pronounce a stupid name comedically homophobic? How? It doesn't even fucking make sense, you fucking ham!
This is the kind of person who's looking for offense everywhere. That's the problem.
No,
definitely. Who's looking for offense in everything.
No, you're right. And then having to justify his right to tell them. No. He wasn't justifying anything, you fucking dead ham. Oh my god, dude, I am raging right now. I am livid. I am so angry. I would jack off into a gorilla's eye just so it would beat the shit out of me. Okay? That's how angry I am. Like, how are you this disingenuous? Every fucking word of this article. I am sobering because I am so angry. Right? I am getting this close to just punching out completely and saying go to hell. My God. Ugh. Pete, save me. Please fucking save me.
Well, let's move along. Let's move along. We got we got another good one. Let's see, what time is it? It's 1:02 already.
Yeah, it's about a half hour from High Stranges, ladies and gentlemen. Unless you're still... Are you on hiatus still? I didn't get a notification last night.
No. I just took one day off.
Okay.
The following day was our 5-year anniversary show, and then last night was
5 years on YouTube, man. Wow.
Yeah, 5 years. Yeah, 5 years.
If you guys, I'm sure like half of you, there's like 5 people in chat, 5 people watching. Like, if you don't know who Pete is over on Creepy Little Book, you should go check that out after the stream is concluded. There's some good shit there.
Very much. Yeah, tonight we're doing Project Golden Dragon and the Project Clementine conspiracy.
Oh, dude, you got to send me a link.
Oh, absolutely.
You got to send me a link. I want in on
Some
this one.
some moon mysteries of
Oh
the moon
man,
here.
dude, I love whenever the moon stuff. Like the one movie, right? Did you ever see that movie Iron Skies? It was based on
Oh, I
that.
love Iron
It was
Skies.
based on like a conspiracy theory that like it was like just someone had tried to start this conspiracy theory that Nazis had landed on the moon and they they like made a bunker there or made like an underground facility or some shit. And it was just a great movie. It was so dumb, but it was great. Oh, like the fashion designers are like, oh man, I love those outfits. Those are great. We're gonna make everyone wear them. Oh man. Let's.
There's a sequel to that.
Is there? I need to see it. I know there's a
Yeah,
video
it
game based on
involves
it.
Hitler riding a dinosaur in the Hollow Earth.
Oh my god, dude, I have to see that. I have to. What's it called? Iron Skies what?
Iron Sky 2.
That's it. Okay, I
I
have to
forget
look.
what Iron Sky 2 something.
I'll have to look for it because
I think it's out. It's been out for a while. Let me see, because I haven't seen it yet. It's called Iron Sky 2: The Coming Race.
oh shit, dude, I have to
Yeah.
find it. I have to find it on like DVD or something or Blu-ray or something. You know what? Let's. I'm looking at Nerd Reactor or the National Review. What do you think?
Go with the National Review.
All right, full review. Oh my god, I feel like I made a mistake already, and I haven't even like actually. Dave Chappelle shouldn't defend Michael Jackson. Wow. When was he defending Michael Jackson? Like,
He didn't really expressly defend Michael Jackson as
no,
much as he said he didn't believe the accusations
he
against
didn't.
him.
He didn't even passively defend Michael Jackson. He's like, I just don't believe it. The evidence isn't there.
Yeah,
Downplaying. I love this first sentence. Downplaying child molestation, linking pro-lifers to Me Too. Chappelle's comedy takes a strange turn in his new Netflix special. Oh Christ, Pete, will you hit me in the dick, please?
I don't think that's going to help.
Oh man, I'm gonna try and read this as sarcastically as I can. If you're at home watching this shit on Netflix, Dave Chappelle says in Sticks and Stones, his latest stand up special, remember, bitches, you clicked on my face. It's a fair warning. In the new 1 hour special, Chappelle defends Michael Jackson against charges of child molestation and says state level abortion restrictions are a misogynist reaction to the Me Too movement. He's absolutely right, though. They're like the counter. It's like the counter reaction, right? You have the fucking Me Too shit, and you're basically saying, dudes, don't go fuck that lady, okay? Just keep it in your pants. Go home, take a cold shower, or fucking whack it in front of some porn. You'll be fine. You don't need to go with that lady home from the bar. Um, I don't think I'm wrong in saying that, right?
No.
The set mostly misses the mark. Wait, what? And what is the mark? The truth. Have you noticed that every single review we've read, and admittedly that it's only 3 reviews, but those reviews. Oh man, I'm so agitated right now. I'm hiccuping. Every single one of those reviews is flat out calling Dave Chappelle dishonest. I think we can stop with this one. I think let's just reflect. Let's take the next 20 minutes to reflect on this bullshit. What do you think, Pete? Do you think we need a coming down period before we transition to a different stream?
I think that what we have here is indicative of this cancel culture, this outrage culture that we have, where people are offended by T-shirts or by sneakers or by jokes. It's the ability for people to amplify their outrage through social media, and by amplifying said outrage to put pressure on producers of content or producers of products has people terrified. Nobody wants to get Me Too'd. Nobody wants to wind up trending on Twitter because they want to sell a shoe with the American flag on it. But as we saw, Gillette went all woke. They were doing their toxic masculinity ads. They lost $8 billion.
Oh yeah.
Nike's down $3 billion since they signed Kaepernick. Because, I guess they thought. I mean, this is a company that makes shoes in sweatshops in China, and they want to take the moral high ground on Madison Avenue with their advertisements. Meanwhile, in Shanghai, they got 8-year-olds stitching together sneakers.
Yeah, it's disgusting. It's absolutely disgusting that they're looking to mitigate whatever damage the moral purity tests, right? These social purity tests that are being administered by people whose hands aren't clean themselves. We know this. We know their hands aren't clean because we've fucking seen it. They peddle. Oh shit! They peddle constant outrage, right? They're constantly marketing to have these rage clicks and then call us the rage merchants. Like seriously. How are we rage merchants? We're just reacting to the shit you're saying. You're the racist assholes. Am I wrong?
I don't believe you're wrong. I think that there are people who consider themselves very woke, and in their wokeness, they have adopted this kind of weird quasi-racism, this almost segregationist
No,
attitude that's being displayed
it's overt racism, I think.
by some of these pundits.
It's overt racism. It's overt they want Jim Crow back. Even though they won't call it Jim Crow, they want it back. And I don't understand it for the life of me.
I don't know. I don't know. I don't know if I'd go that far, but I think that it's a sickness. It's a social sickness that we're dealing with here. And until this cancer is dealt with, we're just stuck with it, and it's just going to fester and get worse. And these new movements will come along and they'll be amplified by the media. I think the media is the worst thing in the world.
No, it is.
I think it is the worst thing in the world. Like, I do believe in a free press, but the problem is we don't have a free press. We have a corporate press.
Yeah.
So we're supposed to believe that this megalithic corporation who's making hundreds of millions of dollars in ad revenue a year has our best interest in mind. I tell you, I always say you want to see who controls the news, then just watch what commercials are being played during the news.
Right.
It's Charles Schwab. It's Pfizer. It's banks and it's pharmaceutical companies. Because the only people watching mainstream news on ABC or NBC or CBS are fucking 65 years old.
Yeah, so
It's the only people watching that.
Yeah, like I have this one lady at work who constantly parrots shit she saw on the news. I'm like, dude, you realize you're drinking the Kool-Aid right now, and that shit's gonna kill you soon.
And you got CNN. Nick at Night's got better fucking ratings than CNN. But CNN pays to be in every airport.
Yeah.
So they're all over the place, and they're an old institution, the cable news network. Get the
You know where I blame it? What was her name? Linda Evans? Was it that had that Nickelodeon shoe? Or Nickelodeon show, rather. Fuck, dude, I am just out of it right now. That had that Nickelodeon news show that was incredibly boring and dull.
Yeah, that was the earliest beginning of the propaganda.
Yeah, like, what the fuck was the name of that news show on Nickelodeon?
I have no idea.
Was it Nick News?
I don't know.
I think it was Nick News. Linda Ellerby, that was her name.
Yeah, Linda
Ellerby. Oh my god, yeah. So yeah, that was like the first. That was the first of it, right? Like back in the early 90s.
Yeah, special edition is a closer look at some of the topics covered on Nick News, hosted by Linda Ellerby. The news magazine show geared towards children that reports on topical issues, including the environment, politics, and entertainment. First episode dated was April 18th, 1992. The final episode was December 15th, 2015.
The show is known for allowing normal teenagers to speak out on their own personal opinions on a number of past and current worldwide issues and topics, including events such as Black History Month. So from the word go, it was like it was like a hard leftist tent pole. Manta Ray says, "I miss Ghostler, Rappler, Repeller. Is that how you say that? Miss Venti and Love Life and Anarchy. Love Life and Anarchy. There you go, ladies and gentlemen, from the mouth of Manta Ray." He also says, "Women drivers, no survivors." Oh man. I don't think there's any way back, man. I don't think there's any way back. I think we need Skynet to take over, wipe out everything, and start all over from scratch.
I think it's already happened once in the past. I'm sure it'll happen again in the future.
Well, wasn't there like one of the stories from what was it? I'm trying to remember. One of the stories from Atlantis was that, every 2,000 years there's some sort of large mass, uh, like not mass extinction. What's the word I'm looking for? Like a mass societal die off, I guess. Like a certain society will just be erased from the face of existence. You know what I'm talking about?
No.
I was
I'm not
watching
sure
like
what you're talking about.
I was watching History Channel like a while ago.
Are
Like
you talking about like the Younger Dryas period and like the changeover to the Ice Age, and or are you talking about the Kali Yuga?
I'm talking. Okay, so basically, what had happened was there was a society that was like really technologically advanced, and then there was a disaster, and overnight the society just disappeared off the face of the planet, and it was used to discuss how Atlantis had just disappeared, right? People would talk about Atlantis and how it was like the best thing in the world, and it just disappeared overnight. There was like this catastrophe. Yeah, Manta Ray had it. That's the word I wanted to use. Thank you, buddy.
Oh, catastrophe.
Yeah, it just disappears overnight. It's like poof, it's gone. It's like how and they think that the story was linked to Atlantis somehow. Like Atlantis was one of these really superior, technologically advanced cultures, and it just disappeared off the face of the planet.
Yeah, that's happened several times. It happened with the Lemurians, happened with the Atlanteans. Just completely wiped off the face of the earth.
I think our time is next. It's been about 2,000 years.
It's like the pyramids in Mexico,
Yeah,
the Aztec pyramids. The Aztecs didn't build them; they found them.
right.
So whoever built them disappeared off the face of the earth, and we don't know who built them. Nobody knows who built them. It's that kind of thing.
What if the Aztec pyramids are actually spaceships?
They were
That's-
probably landing pads for spaceships,
That was a theory for a while, right? That was a theory that they were spaceships.
or that they were, a landing site for spaceships. I
Right.
don't think that they were actually spaceships themselves, being that they're made from stone. But
What? So you're saying a stone can't be a spaceship?
well, the weird thing was that asteroid that came through the solar system about a handful of months back. The what was it called? Oumuamua.
Yeah.
It came hurtling through the atmosphere, very weird trajectory, spinning ass over end the whole way. That very well could be some kind of they could have craft that are manufactured out of space mineral. Why
Right.
couldn't they take an asteroid, hollow it out, and build their craft inside of it?
Right. Yeah.
You know.
But then you'd have to build it in space. and that would
I
take
think any sophisticated spacecraft would have to be built in space.
right. You would have to have space docks. How the fuck did our stream devolve into talking about space docks?
We got a little off topic here. We're off the rails.
Oh man, dude, we're not off the rails. We have hit the side of the rail because someone threw a penny on it, and we're in the middle of that McDonald's drive-thru. Okay, like 3 miles away from the track, we are in that McDonald's drive-thru. Oh man. So long story short, the woke brigade is coming for Dave Chappelle. All right. That's the long story short. They're coming for Dave Chappelle. They have saber rattled, and if we don't, like, this whole thing started when we started catering, and Cartman. Oh my God! Thank you, Eric Cartman of South Park fame, for pointing this out. It started in the 90s, right? It started when people started getting offended by one episode of a TV show, right? And he pointed out the exact formula. You get one episode pulled for outrage. Then you get another episode pulled for outrage. And then sooner or later, the TV series is dead because enough episodes got pulled because of outrage. And this is what this is. We should stop giving these people the power they have. Plain and simple. Manta says maybe they're all espers and they use psi power to travel. Maybe. It's possible. Get those giant monoliths into space using the power of the mind. Because a mind is a terrible thing to waste, Pete.
Yes, it is. Yes, it definitely is. You need a good, strong mind, especially in this day and age. You can't be a dummy. Or maybe you can. Maybe dummies got it easy because they're just going through life in a fog.
Maybe.
Maybe it's easier to be stupid.
Yeah, no, it definitely is. Ignorance is bliss, right?
That's what they say.
That's what they say. So if you haven't already, go on over to Creepy Little Book and subscribe. Pete, if you want to drop a link in the chat, go for it.
Yeah, let me go ahead and get a link up here. Let's see.
But go ahead and check him out if you're already subscribed to him, which I think all of you are. I think the only people watching right now are from your stream, Pete. Which is cool because, like, hey, welcome to the party here. Granted, this could have gone a lot better, I think, tonight, but it could have also gone a lot worse. Like, a lot worse. It could have been my boring ass just trying to entertain you all.
Trying to fill an hour, huh?
Yeah, that would have been special. But we're gonna get the hell on out of here, ladies and gentlemen. Pete's got to set up for High Strangeness. Go join him. Manta Ray says you're not wrong. Thank you, Manta Ray. But go join him very shortly, within the next 20 minutes here, right? About 20 minutes to half an hour?
Yeah, about 20 minutes.
Over on High Strangeness. So until next time, ladies and gentlemen, thanks for joining us, and stay metal.